You're listening to Redman in the House. Hey, it's a podcast. Hey, welcome back. I am Rico. He's the man. Nah, I'm just kidding there. It's RBB. He is Redman, and you are listening to Redman in the House. Hey, it's a podcast. Hey, we are back here. Beautiful sunshine outside, and the good news is the world is still here. We haven't nuked anything yet here, Redman. But hey, we want to kick off this week's show. Very, very cool. I just want you to jump right into this because we have got a lot to cover. We got some cool cruise down memory lane with 3 awesome vehicles. We got some awesome names we're gonna salute to, and some big events happening here at the VFW. But it doesn't get much bigger than a local tri-state event. Last night, the VFW 7570 here playing a big role in that. But it was the first honor flight of the season for the Tri-State Honor Flight.
Right. We rented a bus, and we're going to do it next month. If you come down and sign up, you can catch the bus here at the V. You don't have to go over and drive and all that, and ride over and ride back here and honor the men and women on the honor flight when they come home. But people that just went last night just were ecstatic. They said it was such a blast. And I'll tell you what, it is an honor. I went on it 3 years ago. It is a class act in Cincinnati. I don't know how the other cities do it, but the one in Cincinnati, it's badass. I'm telling you, they treat you like gold, and you get a teary eye when you get off that plane and come down through them people. And being a vet, we never got that honor years ago, but they do it big style now.
It is such a cool event, right here at the VFW 7570 in Harrison, Ohio. One of our great members, Bob Holkamp, was a part of the group that started the Tri-State.
Yeah, went over last night. Yeah.
Now, Redman, how about for those that maybe not familiar, what honor flight is? Let everybody know, what it entails and why it is so special, why it is so important.
Well, they go by your age and what you served. Of course, World War II's first pick, and then comes Vietnam, and they go by your birth year, and it's a combination of things. And what they do is it's kind of to recognize the veterans that served stateside, overseas. Most of it's overseas serving, and they take you over to Washington. You see all the monuments, all the Jefferson, or no, we didn't go to Jefferson, but Lincoln. Go to Vietnam Wall. You go to Korea. You go to the Navy, the Army, the Marine. It is just great. They feed you. You leave about 6 in the morning, 7. Fly over about an hour. They treat you like gold when you get off the plane. A welcome wagon. It's just so great. They feed you there before you come home. And then when you get off the plane, Cincinnati, it is unreal. There's probably 300 people minimum waiting to cheer you and yell when you come
it's just truly a thank you for your service. But again, it takes service members from over the years, starting back, as Redman said, first priority from World War II, and then on up to the modern day. And what a heck of a trip. One day to go up there and do all that. Oh, yeah. And they take, I think I heard on the news, it was 44 veterans with 44 chaperones, so 88 in total, to go up there and visit their monuments, the memorials that thank them for their services, their accomplishments in keeping America the greatest country that's ever existed.
One of the stops is Arlington Cemetery, and you usually get there in time to watch a changing of guard. And if you've never seen that, unbelievable. Everything's in count of 21 when those guys move, and you got to be real quiet because they will yell at you, phones off, everything. But it is such a ceremony. Audie Murphy's gravesite's right across from where they do the grave of the unknown soldier, and you get to see that. It's just so surreal. I mean, it's like, I don't know words to describe it. It's just unbelievable. And if you are eligible, anybody out there eligible or got a family member, get them signed up.
I was going to just ask you that because, we're talking about the great Tri-State honor flight here in the Cincinnati Tri-State. There's honor flights all across this great country of ours. Look up, your local chapter. But how is it? I know everybody's probably a little different in how they handle their sign-ups, but in your experience, how does that work? If somebody, as you said, maybe they have served or they have a loved one and they would like to honor them and get them involved.
Well, you sign up, check out the honor flight in Cincinnati, and they tell you what to fill out and everything, get your name, and you get on a list, and you'll get the call. Like I got a call in January, unexpected, didn't think I'd be going, and they go, "Hey, you available in April?" And I said, "Sure." Off I went, and I was loving it, and it is so great. Also, if you would like to be a guardian, they have a guardian program now. It's like $600 $50. I know it sounds a little high, but all that is let me get my phone shut off here. But it's like, it's just great, and you can get signed up for it and be the guy. Now, you have to be under 70, I believe, for that. But what you do is like, say you go with me, all right? When I go up steps, you stand behind me. When I go down steps, you're in front of me, and you kind of help me along the way. Or if I'm wheelchair bound, you roll us around. All the wheelchairs are available. But it's such an honor to even be a guardian, as they call them. And you get all the benefits that we do. So they feed you, take care of you, everything. So it's fantastic.
And, the $600 play for a great cause. And you get to go be a part of really living history and just see the memorials, but you're there with the men and women that built those.
Oh, yeah.
Figuratively, it was their cause, their fight that built those and helped build and maintain this country. It really reminds me, and I know, it's on such a grand scale there with Honor Flight, again, chapters across the country. But one of the premier events of the season as we sit here at the VFW 7570 in Harrison, Ohio, and one of my favorite events, period, not just here, but anywhere in the year. To me, it's a holiday, and that is Think of Vet Day that you host right here at the VFW.
Oh, yeah. If you're a veteran, you come down and see us. It'll be on July 4th this year. We always do it around July 4th. We feed you. I have a Huey helicopter come in. You can take rides. It's got a cost to it. They come in about 11, but shindig starts at 1. And at 3 o'clock, I get all us veterans up, and we do God Bless the USA. And there's not a dry tear in the house. It's our way of thanking veterans. I don't care where you served. If you served in Harrison, Ohio, I don't care. You served in Vietnam, we got you. We want you to come. We're here to celebrate our veterans and people that serve, no matter where you've been. And we'd love to have you here. It's a nice little shindig, and we love doing it. I think this will be our 4th year doing it. So come see us.
4th year with it. Again, it is an all-day affair, a salute, a thank you, a celebration of our veterans. Thank you, Vet Day here at the VFW 7570 in Harrison. How you said July 4th is going to?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Perfect day to follow. You usually try to hit that weekend right around there, or what's going to work great for people. But it is an all-day celebration affair. It starts early on. Said in the past, we have the Huey helicopter, which is open to anybody that's attending. Mm-hmm. You purchase a ticket to take that ride. What a ride it is! Let me tell you that.
I haven't ridden it, but to hear that thing coming in, doing that whop sound and taking off brings back memories.
I went up 2 years ago. It is incredible, exhilarating. It is an experience of a lifetime. We've also had other military vehicles on display that you can check out. Throughout the day, we'll have DJs. In the night, we'll have live music. But really, the highlight of the afternoon, as you said, Redman, is that time, that opening ceremony, right, where you take all the veterans up there on the stage, and cameras are rolling, photos are flashing, and there is not a dry eye in the house. And a couple dozen usually recognized. Such a great moment, great food. Really, mark your calendars again. That's going to be July 4th, 2026 to be here. Think of Vet Day.
Well, one other thing to that, Rich, Harrison's doing a parade in the morning, which gets over in time when we start. And then in the evening at 5 o'clock, they got stuff going on to when we end. So you can have a full day of being celebrated in the community of Harrison. So if you're a vet, try to mark that in your calendars and come.
Also, 4th of July this year, celebrate 250 years of
yes,
America,
of our country, the greatest country in the world. A lot of people kind of, with the way our world is today, I wish folks would really stop thinking about sometimes when they're saying things. But if you've ever been to another country and then come back home, you'll know why we're the greatest country. So,
well, they say that American pastime is baseball. I would make an argument that it's racing.
Yeah. And speaking of racing, what about this weekend, Rich? IHRA national event in Virginia Motorsports Park. Division II Lucas Oil Race in South Georgia. And I believe there's a national open in Indianapolis, so locally. Wow. So a lot of racing going on this weekend. As we talked earlier in the segment, spring has sprung. It really has now because it's a rolling.
We got the big dogs, the big national events going on. Local tracks are starting to open up. I know at Edgewater, last week we had our first big premium race event. We got it in. We sat there. We were stubborn. We want those, toe-to-toe with Mother Nature. Cincy Street Nights in. Let me get that out there for you. But I'm getting excited thinking about this weekend, Israel. We got our first big bracket race, big money payout, the big stall.
Oh,
we got our spring fast, big money coming up, and then we've got our point series. So April's here. The tracks are rolling.
Well, I can get some clips on my Facebook page of guys testing down there, and it's got sound and everything. So I pass it because people are chiming on my stuff, watching what's going on down there testing, and some of them boys are hooking up and leaving down there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. And again, out there for, we encourage everybody, get to your local track, find out where they're at, show that support. Show, the local tracks really need that support at the gate there. And to let people know, hey, racing is thriving. It is there. It is still there for everybody. There's a great interest in it. But if you can't get to that track, social media, streaming sites, there's a lot of options out there that you can watch from home.
Oh, yeah. These podcasts, I love them. There's so many different ones now, and some are technical, some are sponsorship stuff, some are, one or two are like me and Rich here. We like to pass.
A couple schmucks sitting in the lounge, just having fun on a microphone.
Have fun and trying to keep you happy and show you some stuff from the past. Talk a little bit about the past and the future and present day, and make it exciting to where you get a smile on your face instead of going, okay, So that's the name of the game. I love people. I always have, Rich. I've been a people person all my life, and I just love doing this. I'm glad you took on the chore of mentoring me and showing me how to get her done, and so we're going to get her done.
Yeah, again, we have so much going on. We just got him the tech supply. We got him his own headset, so that we can take the podcast anywhere when we're in different locations. But hey, we plan on. I've upgraded some equipment. We're going to be coming to you live from the car shows here at the VFW. We're going to go down to Edgewater and do some filming.
Yeah.
We're going to go anywhere that you want us to. So if you want to be a part of the show, invite us out in the Cincinnati Tri-State. Drop us a message. We'd love to talk with you, do a little business, sponsor, promote your brand, your business while we're out there, and bring the show on the go.
Heck yeah. So it's a thing, man. I'm telling you, this is where it's at, and we love it, and we want y'all to be involved. When we say that, we truly mean it. Rich and I do. We want you involved. Suggestions, answering some of the things we got. Just chime in. We want to hear from you.
Well, in the sport of drag racing, it is about going fast, going forward. But one of our favorite things here on the show is we like to slow it down and take a cruise down memory lane. And we've got 3 photos, 3 big memories you wanted to share about these Redman here. So we're going to get the first one up here for everybody.
Okay, this is a green Willys. I need help. I don't know the name. It's looks a little dark on there, but it had green tinted windows, green tinted headlights. It was a class act.
It was a legit green machine.
Oh yeah, and it ran good. It was back then most of the stuff was 4-speed, and that car was pretty stout. Like I say, I'm not sure on names or anything, but they were. Oh, I'll tell you, the Willys is in the day, and the Anglias. That's where it was at when it come to gassers, and it was just a great time with those cars. And so that's one. And
we know in a lot of these old school photos here, before you really started working there, this going back in really when you were just discovering your fandom. And I look at the grounds. It's always funny to see where different things are located. How was the view, the experience without the grandstands, where the entire track is along the fence line?
It was close, and you could be. It was like you were right on top of them. It's kind of something like Bowling Green if you ever been, and you sit right on top of them, and the sound, and you're right there when they're leaving. It was exciting. That's what hooks you. And if you look at these pictures, especially this next one, look at these people standing along the fence.
I'd say that's kind of the cool.
Oh yeah, the people are standing there. Now this picture is what they called a AA comp. It was blown. I don't know the name on that. But remember earlier we talked about how they push-started cars. Well, he was push-started. He's fired up. Well, he tries to make the turn. Well, it has to stop because it's too long. And the guys you'll notice in the picture are pulling him back to get him straightened up. And one of those guys was one of the local tech guys back in the day, Harvey Bond, on the back of that car. Old Harvey was helped turning that car around. And, it was called a AA comp car. It was blown. It had a little body on it, which that's why they called it comp. If it didn't have that kind of body, like with a roof line, then it was a dragster. But that was a neat picture. And if you look in that picture too, you can see the numbers on the staging lanes there, Rich, on the right. And then right over them lanes, if you look, I think you can see the tech shed. which where it's at the base of the hill there at Edgewater. So it was pretty neat. They come around there, made their left turn like they always do, only it was a little sharper back then. So that was a neat deal back in the day. And like I said, look at them crowds. If you look at these pictures, look at these people standing on the sidelines watching this stuff. That's how bad drag racing was back in the day. People loved to go and enjoy it. And it was fun.
What was the picture like over in the pits? Today you see these magnificent trailers that are almost, living quarters and all that. How did they haul these cars around back then?
Well, most of them, there was 3 ways: tow bar, or an open trailer, or what they called a ramp truck. And that's how they brought them in. And then if you didn't have that, I can't think of what year. Somebody will have to help me. Maybe Mike Lawrence. When did the enclosed trailers start? I know it had to be probably early 70s, maybe.
Mansions. They got top of the line living quarters in there.
But see, it was 24-foot boxes started. So they were small back in the day. And then they came out with what they called a chaparral for the dragsters and so on and so forth that were goosenecked and longer. But yeah, that's how things promoted and kept going, growing.
That is very, very cool. All right, so let's pop up here our third photo that we got of the day here.
Well, this is a GTO. This is the first year.
Means you got to go.
Oh, yeah, and that was a bad car. That car ran B stock, and eventually he put a name on the car, called it the Grog. And that car would run. It was a 3-deuce car, and that was a bad boy back in the day. He won a lot of money in stock eliminator there in the days, and it ran 2 or 3 years, and naturally some of the guys back then, some stayed in it, some, kind of drifted off to something else, I guess, in their life or married, whatever. But yeah, that car right there was a stout car back in the day. And yeah, the next year he put it on there, the Grog, he called it.
Grog, I like that. I like that.
So, and you see the people in the pits, look along that fence line, man.
That is packed.
I tell you, and it was unbelievable. The crowds back then, I mean, you're talking, a few hundred people, maybe 1,000 at sometimes for just the local level racing. So it was good.
Very, very cool. If it's back then, today, it's just so amazing, especially to see the grandstands packed. It just makes such, it just intensifies the experience, for everybody involved, even those that are in the stands, but especially the racers that are on the track to be able to sit there, do what they love, be involved in the competition, and put on a show for just a fan base that is so excited to be there, and especially with the kids.
Oh, yeah. And this thing here, what I like about what we're doing, my old picks, those cars right there you're seeing, they were where that concession stand, and what do you call it? The
first round lounge.
First round lounge. That was where the starting line is. So that shows you how Edgewater's evolved from the 60s there, late 50s and 60s, to where it is today. And then there's just more steps, the Mingus changed it to the 4-lane, and then Jim Settles added this and that. And then Dick, he just jumped on bandwagon and added even more. So just shows you how that Edgewater's evolved over the years. There's 70 this year?
70 years of racing there on the grounds. We've got beautiful commemorative T-shirts available at our gift shop. Do you have a gift shop back in the day?
They sold them out of the concession stand.
We had the merchandise. We got a beautiful gift shop facility there located at our front office. Awesome swag there, from brand new T-shirts, the sweatshirts, the hoodies. But yes, our 70-year anniversary T-shirts, they're hot off the press, but they are flying out of there. So if you happen to come by, pick them up.
One thing about them cars too, as I think I touched base on it, they all had to run and win their class to go into the eliminator. Didn't have a 64 car field or whatever classes they had. If there was 20, there was 20 in the eliminator. And you could win a trophy, or I'll tell a story on some guys one day later on when we get to their car, but you could take $5. A lot of guys would take the $5, put gas in the car to get home, so it was kind of funny how they operated.
Back in the day, that could get you to and from.
Oh, yeah. $5, man, would fill you up, so it was like, it was unreal, the things they had back then compared to how it is now. That's for sure.
Awesome photos here as we continue to take that cruise down memory lane. A little bit of teaser coming up probably next week. I'm going to tie this together, a little theme episode, because in my neck of the woods, I know you're a fan, but it is WrestleMania week next week. So I want to tie that in with racing. We're going to talk next week about characters in racing and mainly the car names, some of your favorites.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a favorite car name or personality driver, let us know in the comments. We'll try to highlight them. So we're going to talk about characters because that's big in professional wrestling, the drivers, the car names, and maybe if you can think up a few of your favorite rivalries.
Oh, yeah. Well, those cars there, like I say, had names, and right there, the Grawl. So there you go. That gives you a start of how things are. And I think it's going to be a neat little touch for all you out there. We'll go through car names and also team-wise. We're going to come up with that later on, too. And we'll talk about some teams. I bet everybody's kind of, oh, yeah, I remember that one. So, but it'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Redman, we kicked off the top of the show talking about honor flight and remembering those great men and women that served in our military. So we're going to transition into a segment. I know you really love this. It means so much to you to get these names out there, some of the unsung heroes of the sport of drag racing that might not get the recognition. You got a great list that you want to run down and kind of share their contributions and what they meant to the sport that you love so much.
Well, a lot of these folks, Rich, will be like from out I want to say out of the area, but they raced at Edgewater, a lot of them, and been at Edgewater. The Edgewater folks, we touched base on a couple, but I want to tie them in with their car because I got pictures of their cars. These folks, maybe I don't have their car or whatever. So first one I start with is the original tech director in Division III. A lot of people won't know this guy, big fella. I mean, this guy was a big fella named Marty Barrett. That guy was so knowledgeable. I'm going to tell you what, he knew parts left and right. He was a walking parts man. He worked at the Ford dealer up there, Harvey, and he sat there and worked in the parts department. Story about Marty is, I'll give you a quick story on him. I'm watching Tech. They used to go in the oval at Indy, right? So there's a 68 Barracuda, one of the first Hemis coming out to race. And this car was low slung. I don't know if a lot of guys remember the Hemi Cudas back in the day kind of set up in the back end. Well, this one was low slung. Finally, when they started dropping them. Well, here's 2 or 3 tech guys all over this car, measuring it down one side, across the back, up the front, everywhere. Finally, they said, well, I guess you're good to go. Well, old Marty walks up and says, oh, no, not so fast. This car's not going nowhere. What's wrong? He says, you need 68 taillights and back panel, not 69 in a 68 car.
They're ready to party, and here comes Marty.
Oh, yeah. And this guy says, well, where do I go get them? I'm from Minnesota. He reeled off 3 places, wrote them down for this guy, said, you go here, they'll have the parts. He came in the next day, showed Marty the parts, and Marty said, now put them in, you'll be ready to rock and roll. So that's how slick this guy was. And then he'd do the tech at the old Bluegrass Nationals. Whoever remembers him in Lexington, he would do the tech for them for that because that was an NHRA kind of sanctioned event at the time. Next guy I got's Dave Danish, his replacement. Old Dave, he was a character. He was Division III tech director for a long time. Him and his wife, all these folks worked for Bob Daniels. Great guy, great personality. He knew a lot of stuff. He was more into some of the professional cars. And him and his wife wound up moving to Arizona, and he ran one of the tracks out there for a little while. And then Dave was, I believe, was in a bad car wreck, and we lost him that way. But he was such a great guy. Dave Danish and Marty, they were 2 of the best, and he was the assistant tech director to Marty at the time. Next guy I won is Dave Lair, which Dick knew real well, Winley. He was a modified runner. He had a Camaro convertible, ran F modified. He was out of the Dayton area, actually Beaver Creek. He run the head service up there, and he raced cars, comp cars, super stock. Just a great personality. The Heads Up, that's the name of his company, Heads Up Head Service. And Dave made some of the best racing heads in the country. A lot of people use Dave Lair's heads. And Dave was just a great guy. We lost way too soon. Fast cars, always fast cars, all the time. Next guy's Dave Dubbs. We lost way too soon, too. Dave, great guy. First time I met Dave was at Bowling Green. He come in on a ramp truck with an old Chevelle station wagon, him and his brother running super stock M automatic. And then Dave wound up moving up here to Germantown, which he's got a little historical place up there. I believe his wife is finishing it for him, his widow. And great guy, raced hard, drove for Dave Lair for a while in the comp car. He had a E-Alter or some class car, one of the low six-banging cars, and he drove for him. And then Dave started running his own deal, and now Dave Jr.'s keeping his memory alive racing, and got quite the operation there. And my last guy, he wasn't a driver, but he was a brother. His brother drove. This guy was so great, such a friendly personality, such a nice guy, his wife, the whole family. And they finally won the Sports Nationals one year down Bowling Green, where everybody was so tickled and everything, was John Neiswanger. John was such a great guy. I was proud to call him my friend, and I got to go to his layout, and it was pretty hard on me. I drove all the way to Zanesville. He was from Zanesville. And I know Amy struggles to this day, but such great racing people. And that's why I want to keep their memory alive. You can just kind of smile when I throw their names out or go, oh, yeah, I remember them. And just, don't let them die. I mean, we keep a lot of the pros, and like I told you earlier, I understand that. And, because the pros, they're the big guys, it's kind of like baseball over a guy playing in a minor league, but it's just they made the racing. They kept it going. They were the backbone. They were the, what's the word I think in HR, the grassroots. In other words, national events. It's these guys kept things going while the pros were doing their thing, rebuilding engines, doing whatever they had to do. So,
well, what's very nice there as you talk about Mr. John Neiswanger there is, it shows you don't have to be a driver to make major contributions, to make an impact in the world of racing. It's just about being there to support if you're on the crew, those types of things. Really reminds me, we have our in-house photographer, Mr. Dave Deal of Hyper Performance Motorsports, and the work that he puts in. He is usually one of the first there, the last to leave, and he's capturing all that action. And the promotion that he is giving to the sport of drag racing is immeasurable.
Oh, yeah.
And how important it is, and it's those kinds. And you think about, Rob and I, we do the race report, and he shares all these statistics with me. And it is, for a racer's career will be extended like 5 to 6 years when the family's involved, when they all come together to make it work.
And that's what's great about the sport. Families, wives, girlfriends, kids, grandkids. I'm telling you, we'll get into stuff, third generations out here. Some's pushing 4. I mean, talking about making me old fast, I'm getting there quick enough, but they're pushing me really fast. And it's like, it's just unbelievable, the support. We'll get into how about some photographers I've known, and I also announcers I've known, people that's made this sport what it is. And I can't think anything that I would ever change in my life when it comes to this sport. Other things personally, maybe, but when it comes to drag racing, I don't think I love the best of it. It's still great. It's still exciting, and I just can't think anything I would want to. I wouldn't be baseball, football. They're okay, but this sport and the people don't understand how close you can get to these people, Rich. I mean, you get just like me and him talking, right? That's how you get with them. You can't do that with Pete Rose. You can't do that with whoever that's out there playing. Joe Burrow, unless you got cubic money. But this, you can get up to John Force, you can get up to John Neiswanger, whoever it may be. And it's really neat. And and especially for the kids, they don't have to sit in the grandstand and can see them.
Bring the kids out, they can get up close with the stars and the cars, and it's something to create amazing memories for them. We say for the kids. But old timers like yourself, that brings out the kid in you. How many fans that for decades have loved racing, and you got there and you see the smile and how they light up and glow. You could tell it reminds them of those early memories. It brings out what they love so much about it. Every ticket is a pit pass across this great country of ours when you head to these tracks.
Well, cute little story before we have to close. My grandson called me yesterday. So him and my son, they're working the IHR event out in Virginia.
Speaking of a race family here, ladies and gentlemen.
And my grandson called me and says, Grandpa, I miss you out here. I wish you were here so I could hang out with you and be with me and me show him the little odds and ends of parking cars because he's learning. And he has trouble with a few of them, but he hasn't learned them yet, how you have to wheel and deal. And I don't mean money wise or anything. I'm talking wise. And hey, this is what I got. But he called me. It was kind of neat. And he said, I wish he was here. And I said, well, I'll see you somewhere, which reminds me, I got an event coming up in St. Louis, the 21st. So whoever will be out St. Louis, I'll be there. Hopefully, good Lord,
Mark those
Lord
calendars.
willing. Yeah.
Mark the calendars. I tell you, it's kind of, you talk about your grandson calling you, and a gentleman I know that you guys had some great conversations when we were down at Edgewater last time. Mr. Jason Decker had.
Oh, God.
He had his grandson out taking his very first hits this weekend. I tell you, I was very honored to be in the tower, even though he was getting his license passes there. But first hits, but you know what? It was like he was an old season pro. Like it was like in his DNA, it's in the genes.
He might not admit it, but Harvey taught that kid well, and Jason's excellent. I mean, he's helped with the Nostalgia Drag Racing League. He operates it good. I don't know if he's still involved, but he ran a top-notch show for those folks. I always love working with him. We'd be there for the Lucas races. Him and Sean was great. Sean would be my backup starter, and those guys were great. And whatever you needed, whatever done, they'd look at you like, "Why we don't do this regularly?" I said, "Well, this is not regular. This is a little different." And once they caught on, they're like, "Yeah, I see," And then, you had to learn the game. There's variances between the Saturday night bracket race and a Lucas Oil race. It's a whole different shindig, but it's all racing and it's all neat. So it's great. Jason is a class act, brother. So, yeah.
Great guy. Another level, especially if he gets there and you pick his brain, so much passion and just knowledge for the sport for the sport of drag racing. We talked about all these big events that are happening in the drag racing world there, Redman. You got some big events coming up here to VFW you want to plug here.
Yeah, Cabana's going to be opening up April 30th. And we got our first band will be Friday night. It'll be 90 Fruit Twang. I forget who's on Saturday night. Got a couple little mini cruise-ins coming in the 18th. And then they'll be in and out. And then we start our weekly cruise in the 30th. And then car shows coming. We got bike stop runs and stuff coming. A lot of good events coming. Our monthly breakfast will be coming up. I think it's a week from Sunday, third Sunday.
Every third Sunday, all you
come
can
down.
Eat.
Oh my God, it's
was it $12?
Yeah, $12 now. We had to raise it. Sorry, but the way life is. But it's still all you can eat. So that means you can go back there many times you want.
Eat $2 more worth to get your bang for your buck.
So, and then we just got over Fish Fry, which was successful. Great 7 weeks. I can't thank my helpers enough. What a great crowd of volunteers and stuff. And we just finished Trunk or Treat Easter style for the kids. That was neat. So a lot of good things going on here. Stay in touch with us. We'd love to have you stop in, see us. Come in, holler at me. I'll be around here somewhere. Rich is going to be here, and try and get Rich on board to be my communications man. So we're working on him real hard. So
out there, hey, we appreciate you being with us here on the podcast each and every week. But if you're in the Cincinnati Tri-State, we'd love to see you down here at the VFW 7570. We're just getting going. The big party is starting, but so much more in a party. All the great events, awareness, fundraisers, charities going on throughout the year. We're going to have you updated on all of those. Hey, here's how popular it is. They're pounding on the doors right now to get in here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get out of here. Again, we appreciate everybody. Hey, leave us a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Share all the awesome content if it's on our YouTube or on our socials. But for now, I'm RBV, Richard Bronson Vickery. He is Redman. You've been listening to Redman in the House. Hey, it's a podcast.
See ya.